Hello everyone, this is Jaden Dunn from Kiss My Glass Antiques, and today we're going to be discussing my Viking glass collection, which is right here behind me on the counter. It's not very big, but there's some interesting stuff in it, so let's go ahead and get into it and see what we have. Okay guys, so I actually have some notes I took right here on the different pieces and like when they were released and stuff. So I'm going to look at that, I'm going to read it to you guys, I'm going to give you guys some information on these pieces while we go through it so you're not just looking at glass that I have. So first we're going to start off with our 6 petal vases, which we see quite frequently while we're out and about in the antique malls. Also I just washed these so they're a little cloudy from where they're drying, but just bear with me. So this piece right here is a Viking 6 petal. I actually have 3 of them. I had 4, but I gave one to my dad like last week. This one is in the avocado green color, and these did come in 3 different sizes. This is the biggest one, so here's the biggest one, and I only have the big and the medium. I don't have a small, but here's the medium size. So as you can see, there's quite a big difference in these. If you look at them, you can see the petals, which are these like big bulges on the side. This one actually does have a sticker. This sticker is like more of the plastic sticker, and then I have one that also has a foil sticker on it. I'll show you that one. And this is also in the large. Here is that foil sticker for you guys. It's really hard to read because the foil stickers have like no contrast, but it does say Viking on it. It's just hard to read. This one and the medium-sized one are the persimmon glass colorway, which so is the one I gave my dad. And then this other one is the green colorway, the first one. So let's read. It says, so of course I said there's 3 sizes. They were introduced in the Viking catalog in 1962, and they were at least made until 1972. In my glass book and my research that I did online, I couldn't find any after 1972, though I'm not 100% sure that's where they stopped being made. And the 6 petal is part of the Epic line. Okay, so the Viking line was basically just like a branding thing for Viking. Like Ellie Smith has their Simplicity line, so it has like these select items that they made are part of the Simplicity line. So just like that, but Viking had the Epic line. Well, almost everything in Viking is from the Epic line, so I'm going to say that a lot. Okay, let's move on to our next item. So that was the 6 petal swung vases, which are super popular and people love those. So this guy right here is a tri-footed candy bowl. Now this one is supposed to have a lid, but the lid was already broken or just misplaced from it when I bought it. So I bought it from Matt Chester from Matt Cass on Instagram. He was in my video last week from Kansas City. I actually bought this from him and he shipped it to me. Super sweet guy, of course, like I said last week. But the lid for these is really cool. So if you want to see, I'll show you guys a picture out of the book in just a second. But here it is, has the feet. So this is the footed trifoil version of the Epic line. So this like design came in swung vases and other candy dishes, other style candy dishes, and a whole bunch of other things, I'm sure. But let's take a look at it. This is the peacock blue color. It's more of like a turquoisey color. So this was actually produced in 1960 and it is part of the Epic line, like I said. Let me get the book and I'll show you guys the picture. Okay guys, so here it is in this picture right here. This was actually one just like this in my last video last week from the Shawnee Antique Mall in Kansas City. But so this is what the lid is, what it's supposed to look like, but I don't have one because the one that was with mine was either broken or misplaced when I bought it. So yeah. We don't have the lid, but that's what it's supposed to look like, and that was the picture from the actual catalog in 1960. Okay guys, so next thing we're going to do is the Viking Epic Bonbon Dish, and now this isn't necessarily part of my collection, but it is something that I got to sell and never sold, so it's kind of part of my collection now. This is the Viking Epic Bonbon Dish. It has like this base, so it's like a round base. Let me get closer like this. So if you ever see these out and about, these are the Epic Bonbon dish. It has this little like spout thing going on here. It actually is also in the book, and I can show you guys that picture in just a second. But let me give you guys the details on it. It was part of the Epic line. This is all I have. I don't have very much on it. But it's part of the Epic line. This is the persimmon colorway, so it's just orange. But Viking called their persimmon orange and their blue Blunique. So this is the persimmon color, and like I said, it's part of their Epic line. It was released in 1960, just like that other bowl I just showed you guys. And I can show you guys the picture in the book as well. It is right here. This one. In the book, and it does say that it was released in 1960. Okay, let's see what's on my list next. So next we have the Trifoil Bud Vase, and it is one of the older pieces that I have, I believe, because it does have the ground base, which I'll show you. But here it is. Here's the ground. You can kind of see how it's like a matte color on the part that was ground off. So you can see this one, see 1, 2, 3. So that's the trifoil part of it. And this one was the footed trifoil. So it's basically just got 3. This one has feet on it, see? And this one is flat on the bottom. So this is the Epic Trifoil Bud Vase. Now, this one was released in 1960 as well. It's actually in the catalog. I can show you guys that again. It was part of the Epic line. But the interesting thing about this one is that it is in the color steel, which is like smoke, but it was Viking's version of smoke, just like persimmon is orange and blue is Blunique for Viking. So they have like a little bit of a different thing going on where they had different names for their glass colors. I really like this piece. I got this piece for $40, which is maybe a little bit more than I should have paid, but it's my only piece of steel and my only piece of smoke, I believe. Let me show you that in the book. There's actually one right here in the book. Oh, get closer. So, yeah. But mine's steel and that one is Blunique. Steel is one of the harder colors to find for Viking glass. Next on our list is my favorite piece of Viking that I own. And this is a Viking Duck covered candy dish. And there were only a few of these made because they were only made for 1 year, 1965. And they were only found in one picture in the Viking catalog in 1965. That's the only one. You probably won't find it again in another catalog or another year. And in my research, I found that it's believed they stopped producing these because it was hard to manufacture them, and almost all of the ducks would have bubbles in them. In the article that I read, it said every single one has bubbles, but mine actually does not have any bubbles in the duck at all. There's no bubbles in mine at all. These are very sought after, especially in other colors than amber, just because amber is the least sought after glass, but that's okay. I love amber, so it's fine. So this lid will actually fit on this candy dish that doesn't have a lid. So I'm hoping one day to just find the duck covered candy dish lid and put it on this bowl. That's why I went ahead and got it. We'll see if that ever happens. But, I don't have a long-tailed bird, but the Viking long-tailed bird candy dish covers will also fit on this dish. So here that is, and these are, again, like I said, highly sought after, and I paid $200 for this. That was a really good deal, and they can go, at this time in 2023, they go basically between $200 and $400, or maybe some more. That's why I got mine for a really good deal. I bought it for myself for graduation. Let's see if I missed anything. Nope. Okay. So the next thing on my list is just the plain duck, the regular duck. This looks just like the guy on top of that bowl, but this right here is a Viking glass duck, and this is the 5-inch version. There's also a 9-inch version. We saw one in our video last week. This is the 5-inch version. He's really cute. He does have a bubble right here in his head. Yeah. These go between $30 $60 now. Apparently the ruby large duck is very hard to find and very sought after. I'm not sure if the ruby small duck like this is, but these were released in 1964, or at least that's what I found in my research, in both the 5-inch and the 9-inch version. So yeah, this is just like the one that's on the duck covered candy dish as well. It's the 5-inch version. Alright, let's check what's next on our list. I have like all the notes written down on here. Okay, so next we're gonna look at our Tundra vase. So I couldn't find if the Tundra is part of the Epic line or not. This was released in 1968. This is a swung vase, and it was produced until 1980 is what I found in my research. But here it is. It looks, I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of like a birch tree or something. This is called the Tundra though. This one is, I believe, 16 inches, and this is the blue unique color from Viking, which is just their way of saying blue. Super pretty, sought after. The taller, the better, the more bunny you're gonna bring. This is about $100 and maybe $15 vase or so, but a bigger one would be worth more, of course. Next on our list, this is probably one of the most sought after glass items right now. This is a Viking Epic Mushroom. Now, I'm not having a good time holding this. Looks like this. This is like a paperweight. These were released in 1971. This one has a sticker. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Anyway, this one has a sticker. This is technically, the body style of it is more of a medium style, but the top measures 4 inches, which would make it a large mushroom. And that is how the mushrooms are measured. There's 4 sizes of these. There's small, medium, large, and jumbo. And this one is, it measures across the top as a large, but the large body size is, or body shape is actually a little bit different on them. And I don't have one to show you, so I'm sorry. But if you were to sell this, you would classify it as a large because of the size of the cap on it. Now you can actually see on these the little ribs right here. And they're like actually indented. So these are super sought after. A small one can easily go for over $100 now. This one is a large one. We thought it was a small when we ordered it. We thought it was a really great deal at $65, which it was. But because it's a large, it was like a really good deal. A large can go about $200, maybe more. These are super highly sought after, and that's why their prices are getting a little crazy. Okay, next we have this little guy right here, and this is a Viking flower light and frog. So of course the frog comes out like this. You can get these to replace them. They were actually sold by Viking as like replacement parts, I believe, until 1982, just the frog. Now, the flower light and frog duo itself was actually one of the first things produced by Viking. It was one of the longest produced items and one of the most sought after, easily findable though, of course, because they've been produced forever. This was produced in 1950, and I don't remember when production stopped. It says production stopped in 1970, but they were actually re-released in 1980 in more of like a pastel color. So like the pastel pinks and purples and blues. Mine is an amber one, as you can see, and it's a light amber one. I don't really know what that means. I don't know when this was produced, but between 1950 and 1980s. So, yeah. Now, this vase right here is actually really special. This is one of Luke's favorite ones, and he actually found it. I was there too, but he's the one who saw it. This right here is a Viking Epic Diamond Twist. Swung vase. Ours is in amber. As you can see, the bottom makes little diamonds. Now, the special thing about this vase is that it was made only in 1969, and they were only produced for 1 year. And they're very rare, but even though they're rare, they're actually not that sought after. This would probably bring like maybe $125 nowadays in today's prices. But the lime green ones are actually very sought after because they are uranium glass and they glow under the black light. But yeah, this is one of our favorite vases in our collection. Definitely my favorite Viking vase that I have. And like I said, Luke found it. He actually found it for $15 at a flea market very close to our house. It was also right in my face and I didn't see it. But that's okay. Now the last thing we have is this vase right here. This is a Viking Epic Leaf. I actually call it cabbage. A lot of people call it cabbage or tulip. As you can see, the base is like this leafy design. And these are actually not sought after at all. Not at all. No one really buys these, especially not this clear one. This clear one would probably sell for about $15, which was my mistake when I bought it, and that's why I still have it, but that's okay. These were produced from 1976 to 1977. They were only produced for 2 years, which is really weird why they should be more sought after, because they were only produced for a short amount of time. But actually, they came in 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large vases. The swung vases did. And Viking produced over 25 different items in the same style, so like compotes and dishes and bowls and whatever. But yeah, that's our last piece of Viking glass from my collection. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about Viking glass, maybe I can answer them in the comments. Let me know what your favorite piece was. I really like Viking glass. It's just I like Ellie Smith glass more, so I have a lot more of it. One day, hopefully, we can do like an Ellie Smith glass tour. But thank you guys for watching again. Like and subscribe. Tell me what your favorite piece was in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.